Hi, my name is Francesca Bailey and this is my digital guide on mobile technology for history students. This guide will be looking at global trends in terms of mobile devices and learning, our context as a developed nation compared to developing nations, recommended educational approaches, and mobile technologies that I believe would benefit history students in their studies. Mobile devices are continuing to become more ubiquitous globally. This is largely due to globalization, which revolves around creating effective and efficient ways to achieve the exchange of information globally to improve global integration. Mobile devices achieve just this, allowing for the promotion of ideas and resources around the world. The rapid growth in mobile culture has also resulted in the increased popularity of mobile devices, with changing hardware and networks allowing for more people to access them globally. As devices have become more portable and less costly, they have become more significant in the lives of students who own and engage with them daily. The overall increase in the usage of mobile devices has led to an increased trend towards mobile education. Mobile devices are revolutionizing education, with a vast array of mobile devices available, allowing educators to enhance the learning process and collaborate with the class in new ways. When looking at global trends in mobile devices, it is important to understand two concepts, affordability and affordances. Affordability refers to one's ability to purchase a device, whereas affordances refers to the functions and capabilities of the device. Overall affordability of mobile devices is decreasing, whilst affordances are increasing, allowing for mobile learning to take place in classrooms. This image highlights a significant evolution of mobile devices in terms of affordances and affordability. The mobile phone available in 1983 is not only bulky and only able to make calls, it costs close to $4,000. This is juxtaposed to the Samsung Galaxy available in 2013, which costs only approximately $500, having affordances such as a camera and apps that have evolved even more since. Compare mobile culture in the developed and developing worlds. It's helpful to look at the differences in mobile learning, the affordability and the affordances of available devices, and those who have access to the devices. In developed nations such as Australia, there is a larger focus placed on the affordances of mobile devices. Mobile learning has become widespread in Australia, with Australians having access to sophisticated and affordable devices. It should also be noted that both genders have an equal access to mobile devices. In the developing world, there is a greater focus on affordability and access to mobile devices. There is a visible increase in the use of mobile devices for educational purposes. However, when compared to developed nations, devices in developing nations are less affordable. A gender gap exists in developing nations when it comes to usage and access to mobile devices. Compared to men, women in developing nations are 14% less likely to own a mobile device. When it comes to studying history, I recommend 3 educational approaches. These include information transmission, social constructivism, and behaviorism. Information transmission involves the transfer of knowledge and information from one person to another. This occurs in a lecture where the lecturer, an individual with extensive knowledge on the area of study, dispenses knowledge to a group of students. E-books are a form of information transmission and are becoming increasingly more popular than traditional books due to their long list of advantages. E-books are digitalized text that can be read on a handheld device, allowing for history students to easily access the wide range of text to be covered on one device. E-books are extremely flexible, giving you the option to alter the brightness of the screen, the font size, and the font itself, allowing learning to occur in all situations. You are also able to search for keywords that are relevant to your learning, whereas in a real book you would have to physically find it. As history revolves around a lot of heavy reading, e-books are very practical for history studies. Mind maps are a useful way to incorporate information transmission into your learning. History involves different events, ideas, and people that all interlink across time and space. Mind maps are a visual diagram of information, allowing students to structure the content in a way that shows the relationships that exist between these historical concepts. Websites such as Coggle and Canva allow for students to structure information in ways that will aid understanding and recall. Social constructivism stresses the importance of social interactions in the process of learning. Students are encouraged to collaborate with each other to acquire and construct new knowledge. Online polls are a fun and interesting way for students to share their ideas with peers. Polling sites such as SurveyMonkey and Poll Everywhere allow students to share their knowledge and ideas with others whilst also being able to receive feedback from their peers. Social media removes the temporal and spatial limitations of classroom education, allowing for collaboration between students around the clock. Platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger are often used among students to create study group chats. Behaviorism is based on the premise that learning is a process of habit involving conditioning behaviour via reinforcements and punishments. An example of this approach are the weekly quizzes that students in history are required to complete. Marks are provided for correctly answering questions, whilst incorrect answers are penalised. Such reinforcement urges students to know their content. There are hundreds of behaviourist apps available for history students, especially quizzes dedicated to historical periods, which I find most helpful. These apps require students to answer correctly in order to move forward or reap rewards, being penalised for incorrect answers and not having adequate knowledge. An example of such an app is Historia World, where you choose a quiz based on certain time periods. Wrong answers are critiqued, whilst correct answers allow you to gain new quizzes. My friend Luke liked my animations and condensed slides, but suggested that I include more transitions and colours. I followed this advice and used different transitions and backgrounds. Rob suggested I include more examples and condense my voice recordings. I included more examples and elaborated on each approach while condensing my recordings.